Well, back at the university again as I'm facilitating the Digital Institute for the rest of the week. So it's another day. It's another Sacred Heart shirt that you get to see as I'm continuing to try to get these videos done in advance of the course starting. You'll notice that one of the advantages of being at the university is the lighting is a lot better here, maybe even too bright. Either that or I don't have enough hair there to keep the shine from coming off of the top of my head. One of the two. Anyway, welcome to week 4. Glad to have you continuing along with us. Looking ahead to this particular week, there are a couple of readings that I want you to look at. Both are actually reporting upon research studies. And there's a couple of things I want you to pull out of it. As you're reading through the first one, the Schmidt one, one of the things I really want you to note as you're going through that are the functions of the blog, or the blogging functions that they start to talk about, and the examples that they provide from the research. And now that this week, when we're starting to actually use the post the different type of entries that you're responsible for on a week-to-week basis, sort of keep that in the back of your mind. What do you want the function of your blog to be? You know, which one or ones of those models do you sort of want your blog to follow? In terms of the second reading, and I won't try to pronounce it because I'm not sure if it's Kalberg or Gelberg. Well, I guess I did try to pronounce it then. I'm not sure if the K is silent or the J is silent, or you try to meld the two of them together. There's a really interesting graph or image in that particular article. It appears on page, I believe it's 9 of 15, where it goes through and it looks at essentially the analytical functions of a blog, or essentially the types of things that you might use your blog for. And that's a nice framework to sort of, again, think about as you're starting to conceptualize what your blog is going to be about and how you're going to use your blog. That's sort of just another taxonomy. And much like Schmidt's functions of a blog or blogging functions are, you know, it's another way of sort of categorizing, or a taxonomy that you can use, or just a way of thinking about how do I want my blog to develop. In terms of the actual blogging that we're going to be doing this week, there are 3 entries that I'd like you to start off with. So we're going to start off with a bit of a bang here in terms of getting things going. The first is a links entry, which essentially is just an entry that includes a series of links that are somehow thematically related, or at least that you've selected based upon a particular idea or a particular sort of way of combining them together. The second entry is what we call a list entry. We're essentially just providing a list. Think of sort of, you know, David Letterman's top 10 list kind of thing. You know, and you'll see when you look in Moodle, there are samples of each of these, and throughout the week as well. If you haven't been noticing, on my own blog, I've been posting samples of all of the activities that I've expected you to undertake throughout the first 3 weeks, and I'll continue that. So I'll post essentially an example of a links entry, an example of a list entry, and then the final one is a discussion question entry, which you know, could be done in the form of just sort of a broad open prompt. You could do it in such a way where you're actually providing some contextual information or some commentary and then asking a question about it. But the whole point of the discussion question entry is it's designed to get people talking on your blog. So I'll post samples of all 3 of those on my own blog, and there are also some samples that are included in the materials in Moodle. So as always, if you've got any questions, feel free to email me, and I look forward to interacting with you on your blogs and having you interact with me on mine throughout the course of the week and for the next 5 weeks.